It'll be interesting. So, James, who do we have on the line
We'll
with
keep it
us?
going. Right now, we're going to talk with the head coach of the Saguaro SaberCats, Jason Mohns. Coach Mohns, are you on with us?
I'm on.
How are you, sir? Thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate you taking the time, and just wanted to speak with you a little bit about how this is affecting your football team. Obviously, you guys would probably be getting ramped up right now for spring football, which would be coming up in about, I want to say 5-6 more weeks. So you'd be really kind of getting the guys going for that. What are you guys doing right now that everything's kind of been just shut down?
Well, kind of the same as everybody else. We're just kind of in a holding pattern a little bit. Just trying to keep communication with our coaches and players and let them know that as we find out more details of what things are going to look like going forward, we'll keep them posted. But, our strength coach, Kyle Caldwell, who does a phenomenal job with our kids, he put together a workout from home program for the kids to kind of stay in shape. And if they have, gym option was around for a little bit. Now I think most of the gyms are closed down. So a lot of body weight workouts and just things for them to do. And I know some of our kids are still trying to get out and run around and throw balls. But as far as we're concerned, it's shut it down, stay safe, stay healthy, and just really use the time to reconnect with your family and stay out of harm's way.
Coach, what's the latest on the AIA scheduling? When are they expecting that to be done? I know there were some disputes with how some of the teams got structured with regard to their level of play. Where are we at with that now?
Yeah, I think a lot of the schedules have kind of been tentatively hammered out, but they haven't released anything because of the pending court cases with a couple of the schools. So that could cause some waves and could shake things up a little bit if those schools win their case and are able to go back down to the division they're requesting to go down to. So we kind of have an idea of what it's going to look like, but it could change. So yeah, we're in a holding pattern on that. It's just kind of a strange time. And usually right now we know what our schedule looks like, and we're gearing up for spring ball. Typically we're in what we call our 0 Dark Thursday time, which is our early morning workouts, to get our conditioning right. So it is it's strange times, but you just kind of have to roll with it and control the things you can control.
What's going on at the Mohn's house here over the last few days or a week or so? What are you guys up to? You got a beautiful family there. I know you have a couple of little kids running around as well. What are you guys getting into?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna shout out my wife who's got the kids in the car right now. My daughter's listening. She's gonna turn 4 years old on Tuesday, so wanted to say happy birthday to Kendall Jean while she's listening in the car. But yeah, the last week and a half it's been it's daddy daycare. My wife is she's working from home and so I've got the kids. So like any football coach would do, we've kind of got our practice plan for the day. We got our scripted schedule and get them up, get them breakfast. We go out on a nice walk around our neighborhood and just trying to keep them busy, keep them occupied, have some different things during the day, get out and ride bikes and play in the backyard and just try to keep some kind of routine so they don't get too stir crazy sitting around the house all day.
Coach, what do you have, 5-6 state championships under your belt now?
Oh, we've won 6 as a head coach, and I've been a part of a 10 overall at Saguaro.
So when we prep for our shows, I try to do a little bit of homework on each of our guests, and so I tried to come up with a metaphor for how I can describe Jason Mohns, and what I did, the only thing I can come up with was, you, Coach, are the Chuck Norris of high school football here in Arizona. I found a bunch of memes. So James and I are going to kind of swapping with these memes. What we're going to do is we're going to substitute the name Jason Mohns for where it says Chuck Norris. So I'll start the first one. You ready? All right. The first one was, Jason Mohns hit 11 out of 10 targets with 9 bullets. Go ahead, James. What's the next one?
Death once had a near Jason Mohns experience.
Yeah. Here's another one. Jason Mohns has a grizzly bear carpet in his room. It's not dead. It's just afraid to move. Here, this one's my favorite one right here. Read that one, James.
The flu has to get Jason Mohns shots once a year.
Yeah, exactly. All right, one more. Jason Mohns built the hospital that he was born in. So, Coach, you've and you're such a young guy. You've had so much success over there. I mean, and where does all this success come from?
Well, let me tell you this. First of all,
besides recruiting D1 athletes, what else, Coach? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the word on the street now. First of all, Chuck Norris is a one-man show, and props to him. He did that all by himself. Saguaro High School in my career and the success I've had is attributed to a lot of people, talented players, phenomenal coaches, support from our our community and our school and administrators. So, I try to tell people all the time, the head coach, they can only talk about one person sometimes. And so the head coach gets a lot of the credit, but I'm just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many people that have contributed to this success and the success that I've enjoyed as a head coach. So, it starts with phenomenal players. We've been extremely talented, and I travel around the country and speak at clinics, and I always make a point to say, hey, look, we think we do a pretty good job coaching, and we have good schemes, and we got a good plan and a good program. But if you don't have good players, it's going to be a long season, and so it starts with that. But then just really good coaches, really good men, and people that do it for the right reasons, that really care. And there's people that don't know what we're all about. They see the talent that we have, and they just think we show up and roll out the balls, and they don't realize the work behind the scenes. It's a year-round program with people that are bought in, that are committed, that believe, that trust the process that we have, and that's why we have the success that we've had. And I've been the beneficiary of the hard work of a lot of people.
Coach, over the last week or so, have you had a chance to maybe talk with some of your former players that might be away at college right now, and how are they doing through this whole thing? If you've gotten a chance to speak with them,
pretty cool. Actually just yesterday I ran into three of my former guys. We're out running. Zach Wilson, who's playing at USC, Gio Miranda, who plays at Nevada, and Stone Matthews, who's running back up at Lake Forest College up in Chicago. And they were just out running on the track and running on the field, trying to stay in shape. And it was cool to see them. And I stay in touch with guys. Actually, I spoke at a clinic in Chicago a couple weeks ago, and actually had dinner with Stone because he's playing there at Lake Forest just outside of Chicago. And so I really try to stay in touch with all my guys. It's tough, now that I've been a head coach for 8 years. It's easy to kind of go through the Rolodex and call guys. Now I've got so many guys that are out all over the place. I wish I had more time to stay in touch with them on a more regular basis. But yeah, that's one of the special things about what I do, is just the relationships you build with so many great people, and not just the players, but the families and it's one of the rewarding things about my job, is you just get to know and build relationships with so many phenomenal people.
Stone Matthews, that kid can run the rock. I remember my first game I ever broadcasted in 2015 was you guys when you played in the state semifinal against Westview, and that kid can run the football. So it was great that you were able to talk to those guys, and we appreciate you joining us here this morning as well, Coach.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, guys.
Last one, Coach. Last one. When Jason Mohns attends a feminist rally, he comes back with his shirt ironed and a sandwich. Coach, thank you. Good luck. Congratulations, and we'll be in touch for sure.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
All
Take
right.
care.
Okay.
Head coach Jason Mohns of the Saguaro Sabercats. What else we got for him, Vince?
Oh, man, we got Ralph on the line. Ralph is he's the local consigliere. He's my